Hello, everybody. Thanks for having me at this meeting. So yes, I will provide a perspective from EFFRA, European Factors of the Future Research Association, and indeed we are the partner to the European Commission, to the European Union in what is called partnerships. There are several partnerships in different domains. There's actually one in the domain on AI. We are what we can say, we can refer to it as one of the first partnerships that was launched in the area of the Framework Program 7, actually, in 2010, where the point was to have a research and industrial community engaged that is ready to provide information on what the priorities for industry and the research community are for the future of Europe, and to engage with the Commission to establish what are eventually the call topics that the European Commission is publishing on a practically yearly basis within the overall framework program done by the European Commission. So it's part, you can see it as a chapter within the overall research and innovation program of the European Commission. So that's where we are. I referred to where it started in 2010. So the Factories of the Future Partnership was the name of the partnership when it started under FP7. In the meantime, we had Horizon 2020 from 2014 to 2020. And now we have started what's under the Horizon Europe framework program, overall framework program, the partnership called Made in Europe. So that's on manufacturing. So part of what EFFRA does is, as I mentioned, representing this industrial community along with the research innovation community to provide information on what priorities are really crucial for Europe. And we reflect this in what we can call the research and innovation, strategic research and innovation agendas. So we have provided these agendas, and that's when Andrew referred to, we're advising the Commission. That's part of advising the Commission on what priorities are really crucial for Europe in manufacturing innovation. So that's what we do and what we continue doing on a regular basis. EFFRA is a membership-based organization because somehow we have to finance what we do with a small office. That includes networking between actors, between members of the association, which are industrial companies, federations, industrial associations, manufacturing companies, research and technology organizations, including also academic institutions, but also beyond. Networking, information dissemination is a big chunk of what we do by doing public events on what the program is doing, on particular aspects, on consultations that reflect the future priorities. So we're like a platform for bringing people together that are engaged in research and innovation. But many of those organizations that we are dealing with are also key organizations within the national and regional programs across Europe. So this also makes us like a meeting point for key actors in national and regional programs on manufacturing to engage with one another. So the networking part is important. On the other hand, since we have something to say about the content of the program or advising the Commission on the priorities, we also have some duties involved is when projects are retained for funding. The European Commission isn't charged for that. I will come back to what we refer to as the calls for proposals. The European Commission manages the publication of the calls, the evaluation of the proposals. So the proposals that are selected and retained for funding, there's then a grant agreement preparation. The contract is with the Commission, it's not with EFFRA. But still, since we are like the partner to represent the community, we also are requested, and we happily do that, to monitor the program, to provide information on projects, public information, because of course many of all the projects have deliverables that are also confidential some deliverables are public deliverables in order also to have the widest impact possible, both on the legitimate interest of the industrial participants and the research and technology organizations, and the wider public impact in order to see what's coming out of the program and inspire all to work further on all the avenues that are being developed in all these projects. So we're talking manufacturing. AI is definitely an important part of research and innovation, obviously, in many areas, and that includes manufacturing. In the middle stack you see there, that's like the core pillars of the program, where excellence, responsiveness, and of manufacturing with smart factories and value networks and supply chains is really at the core of what we do. Clearly, the environmental impact, the environmental sustainability, including circular or climate neutral manufacturing, has been very prominent throughout the program. But of course, also on the policy level, the importance is increasing in terms of how the projects are looking into excellence, but as well looking into environmental sustainability. A third bullet point there is in the middle, there is the business and product service perspective, where we see that for sure with digitalization, there's a lot of new ways of doing business associated to do manufacturing. So we have to see how one stimulates the other in terms of exploitation and the adoption of digital technologies in manufacturing. And last but not least, and that relates also a lot to AI, is the human-centered, human-driven manufacturing innovation perspective. So there's a whole stack of technologies on the right-hand side there, and AI is in there, data is in there. We're covering from the processing of materials side of things to the big data perspective, remanufacturing, recycling technologies, including, for instance, the impact of standards. And maybe that relates, we can relate to that further on, which are avenues that are really very crucial on a global level. I think standardization is clearly one of them. I will come back to that later, I suppose. So it's a wide perspective. AI is definitely part of that. And well, just to say that with these specific objectives, we have a number of research and innovation objectives that we use to explain to the Commission, basically, of how this can lead to potential call topics, calls for proposals. Our research and innovation agenda doesn't include the calls for proposals. It's actually the Commission that publishes on a yearly basis, basically, the yearly work programs. And and I just copy pasted actually part of the table of contents of a call of 2021 and the call of 2022 to see, you know, that's the official side of things where calls for proposals are being published. There's a whole lot of calls being published, not only the Made in Europe partnership calls. AI is represented in Made in Europe partnership call topics, but across the program. So it's really, we're part of the story, but in terms of AI, in terms of how AI relates to human activity and all, this is a very broad program, and it goes beyond only the call topics of Made in Europe. Definitely, what we're focusing on is manufacturing. And you see there on top, the first one there, the Twin Transition 0101, AI enhanced robotics for smart manufacturing. And you see there that that's a call where the call is referring also to the AI data and robotics partnership, which is a parallel partnership that is more technology push oriented in terms of AI data and robotics across multiple sectors, where manufacturing is one application area. So there's another partnership that has more the technology perspective across sectors. Made in Europe is the manufacturing oriented partnership, and some of the call topics refer to both partnerships. And we have many common players in both partnerships that are really the AI experts. So there's really a lot of overlapping community there. I put a pointer there in an asterisk to the first call topic. You see other call topics on zero defect manufacturing, zero waste. AI is not all the time a crucial technology in a call topic, but in many call topics, it's even an underlying enabling technology, even though the title would not suggest that it's an AI topic. Definitely, there are topics that are clearly focusing on the use of AI. The 107 artificial intelligence for sustainable and agile manufacturing, again, pointing also to the AI partnership, is another one. So AI is important. AI is being represented in call topics. If I look at previous calls and the call actually that give birth to the CSA, the AI-Japan CSA, it's the IC38 2020 call topic, where actually also this is somehow associated to the factors of future partnership, but is more a horizontal partner call topic within the program of Horizon 2020. We are very close to the ICT 38 projects, of which this CSA is one of the projects, and definitely in the 2020 call topic, which was on Horizon Europe, Horizon 2020, there were other calls on quality, focusing on quality management of quality and manufacturing, and AI is definitely, as long as data becomes a prominent actor, AI becomes also prominent as a deductive effect. So we see a lot of things going on now. With respect to the funding, as I mentioned, we're not the funding agency. The contract is with the European Commission, but we're happy to facilitate networking, and therefore I think the relevance of being in this round. I think in terms of collaboration mechanisms, what is relevant, and maybe that links to the second part of the presentation, this asterisk that is on there for the first call topic. Below, you see actually what it means, because in that particular call topic, there is a section that says, in order to achieve the expected outcomes, international cooperation is encouraged, in particular with Japan and or South Korea, in view of the long cooperation with EU on AI, robotics, and manufacturing. So it's the European Commission actually that when compiling the final version of the call topics, that has put this clause within particular call topics. And actually on the call 22, which also has passed, these two calls have passed. We're now in discussion with the European Commission about the future calls, but this call in the 22 call refers on intelligent workpiece handling for a production line. Also has an asterisk on there. So we're keen to see how projects have responded to that, obviously, because I imagine that for many project proposers, it's like an additional chapter in how they would be managing their project if they see indeed the opportunities and the added value of having these cooperation with particular organizations. I think hence this CSA is also paving the way for those potential proposers or project proposers to see the landscape and see what are the options. I believe this is also why the European Commission has called for this CSA at the end of Horizon 2020. So I'm not a representative of the European Commission. Unfortunately, the European Commission is not present at this meeting, but I believe that connects a bit the dots with also the fact that this CSA, your CSA, is in operation, and that in Horizon Europe, the calls are referring in particular call topics to this encouragement for cooperation. As EFFRA, we stimulate that people know about the program, and that's public information as long as the information is publicly provided by the project. So we have a portal for that. We are keen to make sure that the community knows about the public deliverables that are being produced, about use cases and demonstrators that are being produced by the projects, because definitely this is applied research. All projects aim at doing demonstrators, implementing use cases in order to show the value of of the technologies, and that includes obviously the AI call topics. So definitely we're stimulating that. We're also doing some work on what we refer to as the pathways, and we're working on an AI for manufacturing pathway in order to show where do you start with AI, or what's the kind of modest level of doing AI manufacturing, and how more advanced can you get with doing AI. And the point is to associate the use cases, the demonstrators from the projects to that different levels of, you know, AI being in control, and then how safety security is being managed, and sensitive things about operation with humans, and these type of. So we're definitely also working to develop some intelligence on top of the projects. Just an example of other aspects that can deal also with AI manufacturing, for sure, as you're talking with data, and it's business, but definitely also the legal aspects of digital platforms in manufacturing, of when collecting data that you can use for AI, the ownership of the data. The European Commission is doing a lot of activities in terms of the EU data strategy. So there's a lot of things on the way there. So this is really a very key topic. And I imagine that with these more policy aspects, the global playing field is also something that is of interest for this project, to see what are the different, you know, framework conditions of using data and therefore AI in terms of that are being put in place by different policies. That's it for now. I touched on the two topics like in a mixed fashion, but that would be for now my perspective.